The Voynich Manuscript, Enigma. Welcome to NDJWonders, a channel under NDJProductions. Today, we're exploring a book so strange that even after more than 600 years, no one can say for certain what it means. A manuscript written in a language no one can read, filled with impossible plants, unfamiliar stars, and diagrams that feel both scientific and surreal. This is the Voynich Manuscript, and it remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in human history. To understand this better, we begin with its discovery. In 1912, a rare book dealer named Wilfred Voynich acquired an old manuscript from a Jesuit college in Italy. At first glance, it looked medieval. The parchment was real. The ink was authentic. Radiocarbon dating later confirmed it was created in the early 15th century. But the text inside was unlike anything ever seen. No known alphabet. No recognizable words. Just flowing symbols repeated with eerie consistency. But there's more. The manuscript is not random scribbling. It follows structure. Words repeat. Sentences appear to have grammar. Paragraphs are organized. Statistical analysis shows the text behaves like a real language, too ordered to be a hoax, too complex to be meaningless. Yet no one, from medieval scholars to modern supercomputers, has been able to decode it. However, the real surprise comes next. The book is filled with illustrations, plants that do not exist, roots twisted into impossible shapes, leaves that resemble nothing found on Earth. Some pages show women bathing in strange green pools connected by pipes. Others display star charts, circular diagrams, and symbols that resemble astronomical instruments. It feels like a medical text, a herbal guide, and a cosmic manual fused into one. To understand this better, historians examined its possible authors. Some believed it was created by a secret society. Others suggested it was written by a polymath, hiding forbidden knowledge. One theory linked it to Roger Bacon, a medieval scientist rumored to possess advanced understanding far ahead of his time. Another proposed it was a Renaissance-era cipher designed to protect alchemical secrets. Yet none of these theories explain everything inside the pages. But there's more. In the 17th century, the manuscript surfaced again in a letter written by Johannes Marcus Marci, a Czech scientist. He sent it to the famous scholar Athanasius Kircher, claiming it might hold powerful knowledge. Kircher was known for attempting to decode ancient languages. The manuscript resisted every mind that tried to unlock it. What happens afterward is even stranger. As cryptography advanced, the Voynich manuscript became a test for codebreakers. During World War II, some of the world's best cryptanalysts examined it. People who cracked enemy ciphers could not crack this book. Computers later joined the effort. Artificial pattern analysis confirmed it was not random noise. It had internal logic. But logic without a key is silence. To understand this better, researchers looked at how the manuscript was constructed. The handwriting is smooth and confident, as if the writer knew exactly what they were writing. There are no corrections, no hesitations. This suggests the author wasn't inventing symbols on the fly. They were copying or composing in a system they fully understood. That alone challenges the idea of an elaborate hoax. However, another theory emerged. What if the manuscript is written in a known language, but encoded through an unknown method? Perhaps a phonetic cipher, or a shorthand system lost to time. Some linguists believe it may represent a spoken language that was never written elsewhere, a linguistic fossil preserved in ink, while the culture that spoke it vanished. But there's more. The illustrations themselves may not be literal. Some scholars suggest the plants are symbolic, composite images, combining multiple species into mnemonic devices. Others believe the bathing figures represent medical concepts related to humors and circulation, described visually rather than textually. If true, the manuscript may be a medical textbook written for insiders, not meant to be understood by outsiders. What happens when skeptics weigh in is equally dramatic. Some argue the entire manuscript is an elaborate fake created to deceive wealthy collectors. But this theory struggles to explain why someone would invest years creating a fake book centuries before there was demand for such a thing. The cost of parchment alone would have been enormous, and the internal consistency of the text defies casual forgery. To understand why the mystery persists, we must consider the context of its time. The early 1400s were a period of transition. Knowledge was guarded. Heresy was punished. Writing in code could mean survival. Alchemy, medicine, and astronomy were often intertwined. A manuscript combining all three, protected by encryption, would make perfect sense in a dangerous intellectual landscape. But there's more. Modern imaging revealed erased sketches beneath the surface, changes in ink composition, multiple hands contributing to illustrations. This suggests collaboration, revision, and purpose. The manuscript was not the work of a madman scribbling nonsense. It was a project. What happens when we step back and view the Voynich manuscript as a whole is unsettling. It is a message sent across centuries that no one can read, a reminder that knowledge can exist without interpretation. That meaning can be real, even when it is inaccessible. Somewhere in those pages is a system that once made sense to someone, and perhaps that is why it captivates us. The Voynich manuscript is not just a puzzle. It is a symbol of lost understanding. It represents everything humanity has forgotten. Languages that died, sciences that vanished, ideas erased before they could spread. As technology advances, new methods continue to probe the text. Machine learning, pattern clustering, linguistic modeling. Each attempt reveals structure, but not translation. The door remains closed. Yet the knocking continues. The manuscript rests today in a climate-controlled vault, silent and unchanged. It does not demand belief. It does not promise answers. It simply exists, waiting. And in that waiting, it reminds us that the past still holds secrets capable of humbling the modern world. If you enjoyed this video, visit the links below for more content from NDJ Productions and NDJ Wonders.